Without further ado, the founder, president, and our fearless leader, Benu.
I guess everybody knows me, right? So let's first, we do one thing. There are a lot of employees in the back. I know there are a lot of seats here. Can you just come in? Trust me, I don't mind. Just come in the front. Okay. Awesome. So this was great. Can everybody hear me? Yeah? Okay. So what I'm going to be showing is real application of AI. So all these years, I always talked about technology trend. But if you think about technology, technology is aligned with what our customer wants. And it's not changing. 21 years back or 22 years back, when I was 1 year old, when I started Milestone, we always talked about what is the problem? What are we trying to do? What problem we are trying to solve? And if you look at everything we are doing, we are just aligning with what our customers want today. And that's what we're going to be sharing. So today's customer is very curious. They don't have time. I have teenagers, and it's just phenomenal to converse with them because they would rather text me. I have argument with my daughter that why don't you call me? But she would rather text me. I'll end up on a different airport because she's texting me and I'll expect her to call me. But really, that is today's consumer. They are very demanding. They are in a hurry. They don't have time. They would rather text you. They would rather ask you, and they have these micro movements. They want answer of their question. Where is the Starbucks? They're probably not looking for our hotel or all the services. They're looking for what meets their needs. And those are the micro movements which we have to capture, right? And who knows about these movements? Your front desk employees, your concierge, your bell desk people. What are your customers asking? I'll end up going in any property. My very best thing or my favorite thing to do is ask people who are connecting with your customer. What are the 20 questions customers are asking? And even with our own customer, I'm like a biggest critique. Why is this information not on the site? Why this information is not in GDS? Because what customer wants today is constantly changing. They're not looking for things to do. When we started doing Milestone site, we put in all this information, things to do. They are saying things to do with young adults, things to do with kids, things to do between this and this time, things to do with beaches without heels. It's really funny when you look at the searches because content is constantly evolving. And when we are looking at these searches, we have to look at how we are building confidence for our customers by providing answers for real life questions or real life problems. So as a marketer, what do we need to do? We need to build confidence. We need to be that right answer for every single question customer is asking. And we better be only one answer because if things are moving towards voice search, you don't have second chance. You only have one chance. You only have one chance and you want to be the right answer for that one question. And who knows that question and who has the answer? Your front desk employees, your concierge, your bell desk, because they are bombarded with all kinds of questions every single day. Or anybody, for any business, people who are talking to your customer every single day. So actually, I just forgot to do a very big thing. Number one, today is a birthday for an employee of ours, and I just want you to sing a happy birthday. Please stand up. It's my AI mind just doesn't remember things. But second thing, thank you to all our employees and customers, coming here. This is probably one of my favorite day of entire year. I look forward to this, and meeting customer is great, and thank you to all the employees for putting such an amazing content. Okay, so I think a couple of you guys asked me, so what happens to the website? Well, websites are still there. So what should we do? You know, things are changing, how does it impact? And can we take this information from the website? Yes, we can, but there are a few things we have to do. It's about optimizing entity. Website is part of it, but optimizing your entire entity. And what does it really take to optimize your entity? Let's think about what entities are. So this is, my Greg, thank you so much for coming. But I'm trying to explain schema very simply. So you're going to validate if I do a good job or not. So, what are entities? People, places, and things. And when you add a piece of code to people, places, and things, that becomes a schema. That's why somebody is born. If you don't have a birth certificate, then you don't have any record of that person born. It's the same thing. When you add a piece of schema to people, places, and things, it becomes a schema, an entity which can be consumed or needs to be consumed by Google algorithm, and this information gets used to create all the artificial intelligence, all the algorithm, and everything. So really, end of the day, what's important is every people, place, and things we have, or every entity we have for our business is crawlable, indexable, and is findable, and has that schema so people can recognize what are we talking about, or search engines or machines can recognize what are we talking about. Did I do an okay job? Kind of.
Yes, it was more complicated than it needed.
Okay, it's a simpler version.
The code around important pieces of information allows the search engine to extract that information and publish it elsewhere on the web.
Awesome. That's a simpler version. Okay. So,
Sorry, I don't mean to be critical.
oh no, that's good.
Today is all or nothing day. Did you know that?
No. Oh, this is a name of the day today?
Yes, this is
I thought it was a tequila day yesterday. No, really, it was a
Which
national.
day is tequila day?
Yesterday was a national tequila day. Okay, so really what does that mean? We are consuming information, or Google is consuming information through web. And we need to make sure when they're consuming information, they're not just consuming information from one entity, they're consuming information from all the entities, from your reviews, from your photography, from images library, from your newsrooms or press releases, from your press sheet. All this information goes into the algorithm or into the Google database, and that is what makes your AI, or that is what makes your all the algorithms. So here is a quick example, and I real time experienced this. Reboot my Tesla. So if you look at Tesla, and sometime when Tesla doesn't work, you have to reboot the Tesla. And when you're doing the search, it doesn't go to Tesla website. It goes to a blogger website, and it gives me a right answer, an accurate answer, and not only an answer, it gives me a video. And I can follow instructions. Really 3-step instructions, do this, and I know how to reboot my Tesla. Now what? And when I click on that blogger, or I click on that video, it goes to a blogger. So what should I be doing as a marketer, right? Let's go back to all these guys, or all the bloggers who are the biggest influencer for our brand. Now, a lot of that work is done by PR company, but unfortunately, PR company doesn't know digital marketing. That's the big problem, right? So, or even if they know digital marketing, the platform they're putting all this information is not crawlable, indexable, so this information never shows up. So what does that again mean? Then let's ask our customer, what are those 100 problems, 100 questions you have? Like, our previous speaker talked about, it's all about conversational search. So if we know these are the 30 questions my customer is going to be asking, let's create a right one answer for those 30 questions. And we are going to show you how will that go into the voice search and AI and everything else. So huge opportunity. This is, by the way, this click is not going to the website. So we really cannot just measure traffic coming to the site. It's probably just going to this blogger, and if I would be marketer, I would be going to all the bloggers who could be talking about my brand. Now let's look at a lot of other queries. A lot of these other queries are consuming information, but this answer is right on the home page. So what does that mean? Google is a home page for all of us. Yes, the design and everything is amazing, but we have to make sure information we have everywhere about our business is there on Google's home page. So let's look at what's happening. In the last 2 years alone, no-click searches have gone up 20%. So if we are doing year over year, it's not going to work, because 2 years ago we didn't have voice devices, right? And no-click searches, no-click means it never even went to the website. Information was just surfaced from different places and given as the right answer to the customer. Okay, so here is a screenshot from Mo's presentation, which talks about 70–80% of searches are coming from Google today. And a lot of it is coming from image search, map search, video search, and there is a little tiny share of Yahoo somewhere, and Bing is hanging in there. But yes, 70, probably 80% of it is just Google properties. And what we have to do is optimize for all of that, optimize for entities. So here is an example. Some don't get much time for vacationing, but I did take some time to vacation and went to one of our favorite resort, or one of my favorite resort. Thank you. Wow, thanks a lot. Okay, and I did leave a review, so it's not a fake review, it's a real review. And I tagged it. But this is what I did, because I was trying to experiment. When I went to the resort, there were a lot of amazing stuff. There were yoga classes. There was just unbelievable information at the property. And the key was that, what I was thinking is, wouldn't it be cool if we can capture all of this information and somehow put it in social media? Because I met somebody in the pool and he said, yeah, I found you guys, found this property through searches. Then I read the review. Then I went to Costco Travel and I booked it. I'm like, oh, great. Are we getting attribution for Costco Travel? Can we make sure we get the attribution for Costco Travel? Okay, but the point I'm trying to make, let's look at the knowledge graph. It is your new homepage. It has FAQs. It has reviews. It has images. It has every single thing this property has to offer. And not only that, as I was leaving review, they asked me, is this property has a dining? Do they have, is it friendly for kids? Ask me all this information. Why are they asking? Because Google is re-indexing, reorganizing all this information, words information, to make sure it is available for entity search, right? So I almost became a local guide because I was leaving this review, and I tagged it really well. And it showed up in image search. And that was Saturday morning. I was just trying it out. So really, what is the key takeaway here? We can't ask our customer for leaving a review, but what we can be careful of is give them a reason. Hey, tag it. If you have spa properties, hey, tag it. Tag us, or take a picture, or do a photo collage. Give them reason to share images, share reviews online, because that's what is going to show up. Or FAQs, give them answer their questions, because that is showing up, or images are showing up, or all the amenities are showing up, or videos are showing up, right? So let's look at every single thing and optimize the heck out of it, which really means make sure we optimize for every single thing which is on Google homepage. Yeah? Yes? Are we all good with entity search? What is the one takeaway? Let's get our PR companies to take a course in digital marketing, because so critical. They are doing a phenomenal job. Digital marketing to me is never sitting in silos, right? It has to be part of every single thing. Content creation cannot be just sales and marketing work or e-commerce team. The best content will be created by concierge. Best content is created by people who are facing your customer every single day. So now let's talk about evolution of content. Am I making sense? Yeah? Yes. Nobody's on their emails, right? Oh, just checking. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you. Greg, please. Hashtag milestone, like 3 times. Evolution of... Guys, I will not give introduction for Greg because he doesn't need any introduction, but we will talk later. Evolution of content. So we don't need branding experts to create content today, right? In fact, branding experts are going to destroy our content because they are going to put all this amazing language which conversational search is never going to be able to read. We need our front desk people. We need people who are connecting with our customer, right? And we don't need to worry about, and of course, we will do a phenomenal job in terms of design, but we need to worry about our mobile designs. We need to worry about how we show up in conversational searches. So, what did we do? We need to create content for every single micro moment, from airport to when customer gets to the site. So, for example, let's look at our customer and their customer journey. 80% of the searches today are informational searches. They're not looking for, name of the hotel or name of the business. And even if they're looking for it, they are going to find it anyway. So key is know those informational intent. So let me give you another example. And client happened to be here. But let me give you an example of this first. We took 100 of our clients. And we said, okay, so what's happening on mobile? With mobile-first indexing, is the content and queries on mobile is different than the desktop. And what we found is, on mobile, people are looking for near me. They are looking for where. They are looking for how. All of this information was searched, and we got more queries on mobile as compared to the desktop. So what does that mean? If we just put down location as a tab on a location page, we are going to kill that query, right? We have to adapt for conversational searches, and I'll show you how we are changing a lot of this content on the website to ensure, for your point, that this information starts showing up in voice search and conversational search. So that's 2008. When we started, it was all text-based, human-based, keyword. You put in a couple of keywords and you show up. And now it's not keywords, it's conversation. And how do you evolve from text-based search to a conversational search? So, Melissa, this is for you. Melissa, you guys, if you don't know Melissa used to be with Grand Villas. Now she is with Chesapeake, and she is one of our favorite customers, along with Juan. They're all favorite customers. But anyway, so we did a little beta test, and purposely I picked up a site, which was a branded site, and I said, okay, let's try this out. We introduced, so last year we won our US Search Award, where we had created a FAQ module and FAQ pages, and that did really, really well. So I said, okay, now let's take this and integrate this on every single page. Because if it's all about solving a customer problem, let's provide this on every single page. So we introduced something called Traveler's Insight. It's a simple widget, and our phenomenal creative team and content team did really, really well. We came up with several questions. We worked with Melissa's general manager and got all these questions and put it on every single page, wrapped it with schema, make sure those pages show up really high. And if you see, we started changing the tagline. And these taglines are very friendly for conversational search. So we are not saying things to do. We are saying, here are the top things to do. Because what does your Alexa says, or what does the Google Home says? It doesn't say things to do. It says, here are things to do in blah, blah, blah. Because it has to carry the intent. Now think about it. If I'm working with a branding expert, we'll be killed. It's like, why are you saying that? Well, because you don't know everything is going to conversational search, so we have to evolve. And unfortunately, Google Home and all the voice devices don't see screens. So you have to write for voice. And when you write for voice or conversation, it does become friendly to other devices too. And it did really well. Right? So I just checked it out. There were 47 sessions on FAQ. As I said, this is a very first site. We haven't done any. It's still in our R&D team. There's another thing. So that's also the pain I went through. We have event calendar. A lot of you guys have event calendars. But it was not about the event calendar, things happening around the area. A lot of big resorts have things happening at the property, right? How do we capture that? And, as I was staying at this property, I said, yeah, it'll be awesome if I don't have to wait for this beautiful event thing to come in every evening and figure out what's happening at the property. So we changed our event calendar. And Juan, that was done for you. We changed the event calendar. We created a way to add events at the property. But not only adding these events on the website, we are also pushing these events in GMB, Facebook. Now what happens? When there are searches for local events, your property can start showing up because every single event is wrapped with schemas, right? And that's exactly what I mean by entity search. It doesn't have to be on your site. It can be anywhere else on the planet. But let's make sure that everything we have is tagged with right schemas to ensure, or is crawlable, indexable. So this is for Horseshoe Bay. Where is our, I don't see her somewhere. Okay, so Horseshoe Bay, couple of other clients, we tried videos. I know we used to say videos are very heavy, but that's a huge change in our philosophy now. We are really, really encouraging you guys to provide videos. We will figure out a way to change them, but absolutely must have, because video searches are growing like crazy. We are uploading a lot of menus. I know we are doing hundreds and hundreds sites for restaurants and spas and golf and, list goes on and on. Provide your menus. So every single thing you have which you want to share with your customer, provide us. We'll make sure we will make it available for entity search. And here are some examples, right? It's only one single answer is the right answer, and we want to be there, whether that comes from your website or comes from somewhere else. But let's make sure it's the right answer when customer is looking for that answer or solving it. So what's happening to website is just becoming much bigger. It's videos, it's FAQs, it's featured snippet, map boxes, and knowledge panel, your news releases. It's just day before yesterday, our SEO director sent me an email saying, oh, we have a new schema release for newsrooms or news. And if you add that schema, Google Home will read, this is the news from this business. And we did that testing overnight. So now let's think about, you have your PR company, they're releasing every single day, but they don't know what schemas are digital media is. Because that's the schema they need to be adding and making sure when they send out a release, they had that schema. Stories, images. Images is, again, huge, huge opportunity for all of us. Let's make sure we give our customers tag. This is how you tag our images, right? They're putting the images and they're not tagging, or some of the brand images are not even indexable. It starts with 1, 2, 3, 4 property ID. Very, very critical. So again, a lot of opportunity for us to optimize for entity search. Now, these are overall broad Google algorithm, which is really your content, your links, quality of the query and information what you're providing, your content, which is relevant for your customers. Quality of a domain is really critical. You can't have a domain and now there is no freshness signal, there is no content there. Information has to be constantly fresh. User experience is, again, very, very critical. It needs to be indexable and crawlable. So we are good with content. What is a clear takeaway? Anybody?
Leverage Google Home.
Awesome. More conversational content. Less branding content, more conversational content. And who can provide you right answer or right question? Who can give you right question? Yes. So, yeah. So, when sales team says they don't have time to create content, don't worry about it. You tell the graveyard shift, I've done graveyard shift, you tell the graveyard shift, please go to all the concierge and write down 200 questions, right? Trust me, that would be the best use of their time. Okay, voice search. Voice search is phenomenal. Again, I won't go into why it is so important, but how do we have to evolve? What we have to evolve, or what do we need to do to be enabled for voice search is, like Shashi said or Greg said, Marriott and a couple of other big brands are already testing out voice search real time. Now let's think back. Let's think, when are people using voice search? I'm using voice search when I'm cooking, right? So I'm like, okay, give me the recipe, and I get the step-by-step directions. Or when I'm driving, right? So that means I don't have a screen. That also means I have to be the right answer for that question, right? I don't have a second chance because screens cannot read, or the voice devices cannot read screens. So desktop is kind of, is there, but it's the least desirable screen now. It's the mobile and the voice. Voice is the highest desirable, mobile is second, and the desktop is the least. So end of the day, what do we need to do to be ahead in voice search? Number one, think about natural language. Think about what a customer asking. Think about all the branding agencies you have, or we have, all of us have, and let's pull them together. Put them in front of the people who are answering your real-life question. And let's merge both of them to create this amazing content which is full of why, what, how. And that is going to do phenomenal in voice search. Okay, so here is another test we did for Google Assistant. Literally the very, very first site on a planet. Look, Melissa, I don't have time to say how much I love you, but you did that. Okay, so what were we testing? We were testing how to get into the voice devices. So once you have these 100+ questions, the beauty is you already did groundwork for all the for everything. So use these 100+ questions to get into Google Assistant through actions and skills. So you get into the Google Assistant. When you go into Google Assistant, it will, when you put the queries, it will give you, by the way, and these are non-branded queries. These are not branded queries. These are long-branded queries. It will tell me, hotel near Jacksonville Airport. You are the only one going to show up because there is nothing else, right? And every single thing. So that's the evolution. Now, why can't we do this for every single client? Why? We need to start with question first. We have to change the content. Content and the structure has to have structure needs to have all those schemas attached, and it needs to be crawlable and indexable. And then this is the next step where we create actions and skills, and it works beautifully. Okay. So right here, these are all the queries which Google Assistant gave. And again, what can I do? And is Crown Plaza Jacksonville caters to family reunion and blah, blah, blah. All of these you are the only right answer. There is no one else. So some of our customers, yes, we are productizing it. We are pulling it together. But as I said, it's a big evolution. It's a big change because we have to have those FAQs in order for us to create actions and skills. There's another thing we tried for Milestone. Again, we added ourselves for SU and local digital marketing company. There were a lot of things we were trying to kind of making sure that we can be registered under Google Assistant. So if you go to Google Home and try it out, you just say Milestone, or don't even say Milestone, just say digital marketing, and you will have Google Home will give you Milestone as a result. Okay. So here is a cool concept. We are trying it out for another client of ours, and it's crazy. And again, we are productizing it, so it's not completely productized. Love to get your feedback, Robert. So you have a customer, and customer wants to interact with you, but there are so many devices. They are coming to you through Facebook and WeChat and so many devices. Now, why don't we take all their FAQs, put it in a central hub, right? And that hub is called FAQ Manager. If really another year or so, if screens are going down and down, let's make sure we create a platform to optimize for conversational search, right? And we don't want to do the same thing 3 times. We want to create a central hub for all your FAQs, right? And then let's make sure we use those FAQs to create actions and skills in Google Assistant, right? Or Alexa. And as we are creating actions and skills, we can also create a chatbot. And as we create a chatbot, and whatever question your chatbot cannot answer goes to the live attendant. Now, why shouldn't it go to a live attendant? Because with the chatbot, you already have 200 plus questions. And then you use the chatbot to answer half of the queries. And then whatever live attendant answered, use that answer to push it on the website, right? Remember, because if you push that on the website, then you have conversational content automatically created on your site. Everyone with me? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Love that. Okay. And whatever it's answered, you put it on the website, you train the chatbot, and that's the loop which keeps going on. So now what you did is, number 1, you have a central place. Number 2, you solve the problem. Number 3 is you are training and you're creating a fresh content. And as you're creating a fresh content, it's added with schemas and is going into the entity search. So you also kill the problem of zero positioning. Isn't it brilliant? Like, I'm so proud of it. Now, by the way, I haven't done anything. So I did try this out, and this time I had to pick a client who wouldn't agree. Craig couldn't come today, but we've been close friends for ages and ages. And I had to fight with him a little bit, and he's like, it doesn't work. And I'm like, let's just try it. So we created 200 plus questions. We created a chatbot, and we put him as a live attendant. And that worked like crazy. And this time, I went and dropped my daughter and went and visited him, and he was so happy. He's like, you know what? I'm getting these 30 questions, and sometimes website doesn't talk about dog-friendly. I say, yeah, we forgot that the customer asking about dog-friendly, not the pet-friendly, or customer is asking about Amtrak at this time, not just the trains thing. So we are literally taking all these content he's answering, and now we are using to train our chatbot. Now, again, it's all in R&D team. It's going to be rolled out, but just wanted to give you a preview of how we are using it. And he's absolutely loving the chatbot. He's like, I said, wow, this is great. Experiment is really working. Okay, so these are my last few slides. Even for advertising, we attended Google Marketing Live, I think last week or previous week, an amazing, amazing conference. What are the advertising must-have? And I love this quote from Sridhar. He's their senior VP of advertising. Advertising is only effective when people are first. And let's make sure we align everything towards what they are looking for. So first thing we start with, who are our customer? How are we marketing to them? Are we marketing to our current customer as the same way as the new customer? It needs to be slightly different. And what is their experience on every single device? So Google team is launching Google hotel, campaigns or hotel campaigns, and we are working with them as one of the beta partner where we can do the campaigns directly through our AdWord account. Also providing a lot of storytelling ads. So when PR company creates these beautiful campaigns, let's capture that because those storytelling ads are going to do wonder in terms of conversion. Also creating a lot of insights because we want to make sure that Google wants to make sure that consumer feels good about their purchases. So there is a lot more on paid search. I won't cover that. Attribution cannot be just the website. You have to attribute every single thing. Let's integrate digital marketing as part of everything we are doing because that's when it becomes entity optimization. It's not entity optimization until we integrate everywhere. And let's count online to offline attribution, zero click and no clicks. All of that is part of your attribution today. So what do we need to do? My clear takeaway. So let me just first start with real story. What did we do in Milestone? And this way, I don't know, I forget how many years of doing Milestone. But this has been our biggest evolution in the last year and a half. That we have our product team, we have R&D team, but our center of excellence is the team, which is a glue between product and R&D. And we had all this amazing chef, but some of our chefs were not local. We have a chef in Mississippi. Robin is, by the way, there. We have a chef in Chicago. We had to pull all of them under one roof. And we forced them to talk to each other. It's not about paid. It's not about organic. It's not SEO. It's not my team, your team. They're all center of excellence. Let's talk to each other. And let's put customer in the middle. And that did wonders. That really did wonders because keeping customer in the middle, solving that problem just opened up huge opportunity. And we couldn't do that when they were not all together under one roof. So what is my advice to everyone? Let's get all your vendors, whoever is involved in building entities, put them in one room and just create 5 goals. And let's make sure we map those goals because we have to be working together. As we work together, that's when we are going to be able to enhance entity to fullest. So that worked really well. I know a lot of Center of Excellence team is here. Can we have Center of Team just stand up? Can we have a nice round of applause for them? Guys, by the way, our SLA from Center of Excellence team is like 48 hours. Your answer, because the reason is these guys are specialized chefs. They're busy cooking. So we said that our SLA is 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours. We'll solve the problem, whatever problem you have. Okay. Second is strategy. So this is, again, our product team is going to be talking about that how we are integrating we are creating a strategy calendar where as a customer, you can upload all kinds of calendar. It's painful to see that customer has a calendar, we have a calendar, PR agency has a calendar, sales team has a calendar, meeting team has a calendar. Every single team on a planet has a calendar, but they don't talk to each other, right? So we are going to give you a platform, upload your calendar. And then we'll create goals and strategies and give you all the actions we are doing, but mapped out to your goals. So as a business, you can see these are my goals. You don't care about all the action and tactics and paid search and voice search. Who cares? All you care that your business, your share is going by what are we going? 36%? Like this team comes in every year and they have a higher target for us to achieve, but I love it. That's great. So 36% every year. That's awesome. But it can't be in isolation. We have to get everyone together. So that's the calendar which you're going to be getting, where you will have access, and you give it to all your other teams to upload their calendar, and you can just have your goals. My goal is to improve this much returns, top line, bottom line, and then you should be able to see all the strategies. And it did work really, really well. So I have to, Nancy is here. Thank you so much. This was the well-integrated strategy. We won our biggest award by Search Engine Land. I was really, really very excited on Don Cesar. It's an overall search campaign, because end of the day, it's not about SEO, content, design, press release, PR company, all these 100 companies. It's integrated approach. What is a clear takeaway? Most important, we got to involve every single vendor in entity optimization. It's not a choice to not know about it, because that's where everything is going. So if you have a PR company, if you have a communication, sales training, sales director, whoever you have, let's integrate everyone. They need to be part of optimizing for entity, because it's not website, it's your user experience, it's customer-centric approach. And voice search does offer a huge opportunity, because now you don't have to worry about a lot of your branding stuff. You have to worry about what is most important, which is solving problem for the customers, right? If I know the biggest problem my customer has is how to turn on the faucet, then I'll do a video for that, right? Or how do I shut off? I have all these problems, right? How do I turn on the faucet? I can't figure this out. It's too complicated. I need a video. Or how do I turn off and turn on one light switch and everything goes off? There's so many light switches in the room, in a hotel room. So let's really, really make sure that we understand what are their problems, and from frontline employees, and create perfect answers through videos, through pictures, through FAQs, through 100 other things. Our platform has to be integrated. So our product team is really creating a separate team which is just in charge of integration. So if you have images, and you're putting images on image platform, let's get the integration growing, because you don't want to give us images and then give the image team images, and then those are not optimized. Let's be a central hub. So all your platform, from your Delphi to your image platform, hundreds of the platform you have, they all need to be integrated. And there is a lot of work we are doing. And in terms of what do you measure, we have to measure user experience, because that is what is going to be rewarded end of the day. Hope you have a wonderful day today. There is some amazing speakers, and hopefully you really enjoy what we will be sharing. Thank you all.